Welcome everyone to Know Your Dementia Services. My name is Emma Smith. I'm the project manager with Empowered Conversations, which is a project of Age UK Salford. So for the next hour, we're going to be hearing from members of the Salford Dementia Provider Forum, who will share the support on offer for families affected by dementia in Salford. And today we've got Mary-Ann from Age UK Salford's Dementia Support Service. Give us a wave, Mary-Ann. Thank you. Chris Sewards from Aspire. Give us a thumbs up. Kath Riley from Open Doors Service, which is a Greater Manchester Mental Health Trust project. Thanks, Kath. Elizabeth Cartwright from Gaddum Carers Salford. Thank you. And we should have Leslie Fisher from Dancing with Dementia, but I have every hope. There's an email, Chris. What are you saying, Chris? You trying to tell me something?
She's on my screen. She's on my screen.
Is she there?
Yeah.
She's back in. Oh, amazing. And we have Leslie Fisher from Dancing with Dementia. Hi, Leslie. Give us a wave. Fantastic. Thank you. And also Caroline Orport from Salford City Council. Give us a wave, Caroline. Amazing. So each speaker has 5 minutes to share their work with you, and then we'll make sure that we have time at the end to pick up any of your questions. So if it's a question to a specific person, please just make a note of their name or their organisation, and we'll make sure that we have time at the end to pick those up. Okay, so I think that's all I need to say for now. So Mary-Ann, will you kick us off with your 5 minutes? I'm going to get my stopwatch out.
Oh, right, okay. I thought I had 10, but I'll go for it. So hi everyone, I'm Mary-Ann and I manage the Dementia Support Service for Age UK Salford. So we're a commissioned service and we provide one-to-one and group support for those affected by dementia. Our key criteria is that people should live in Salford and be registered with a Salford GP. So you don't need a formal diagnosis to access our service. Anybody who's got concerns with the memory, if they're worried about going to the GP, or they've been to the GP and they're waiting to be referred to the assessment service, they can still access our service and we'll start giving some information and advice. You don't need a formal diagnosis. We have an open referral system, so anyone can refer to us. It can be family, friends, relatives. We do get a lot of professionals referring, but anyone can refer to us. When we get our referral, you'll be allocated a dementia specialist, and they'll make contact and complete a needs-based assessment. So that can either be done over the phone or it can be done in your own home, and whatever works best for you. Part of that assessment, they'll agree a support plan. So that can cover things like information advice. It might be referring on to other services, lots of emotional and practical support, and they can refer into our social groups. So even though we're a commissioned service, it doesn't cover all costs. So unfortunately, some of our groups are chargeable, but we don't make a profit. It's just to keep the groups running, just to keep things ticking over. So we have a dementia cafe, which runs every other Tuesday afternoon. That's £4 for the carer and the cared for to attend. It includes snacks. Everybody gets snacks on arrival, cheese and biscuits, things like that. There's plenty of biscuits and enough tea and coffee to sink a ship. But yeah, they do a range of activities. There's entertainers, they do parties. There's all kind of things going on. So it's a lovely, fun group. They meet at, they meet at Clifton at St Thomas's Church. What else do we have? Let me have a quick think. Oh yeah, so we have our walking sports group as well. So we work with Foundation 92. They actually deliver a range of activities, sporting activities across Salford for all age ranges. That group is free because we managed to get funding from Sports England. So that's on a Thursday afternoon at Albert Park, 1 till 3, and it does what it says on the tin. It's they do walking sports, walking football, walking cricket. They do a range of activities that are all accessible. If the weather's good, that's great. If not, they have to go inside, and we do tabletop activities. We also run 2 buddy clubs. Now our buddy clubs are quite different from our other groups. So the buddy clubs run from 10 till 3. So it's like a full day of care and support for the person living with dementia. So it's a £35 charge for the day, but that does give sort of 5 hours respite to the carer, which works out £7 an hour. So that's a pretty good deal. During the day, they'll get refreshments on arrival. There's a range of activities there, cognitive, physical activities, lots of music, singing. They had the fire service there the other week, so they had the hoses outside. They were all getting to have a go at that because the weather was lovely. So yeah, and our staff have got a lot of experience and, you know, really do provide a lot of support. We're very lucky in that way. So we do have places available. So if you know anybody who would benefit from accessing one of those groups, just contact us and we'll do our mini assessment. We also run carer workshops. So we try and do 6 a year, so every other month. So our carer workshops, we focus on topics like legal and finance, could be nutrition, hydration, coping for carers. I know Gaddum have supported us with that in the past. We've even done moving and handling, because we identified we had quite a few carers that were struggling with, you know, bathing somebody at home, the person that they care for. So we thought, right, let's do a workshop around that with some sort of hints and tips. This past week, we've actually done a carer workshop at Springfield Medical Centre. They actually contacted us and said, is there any chance you could do a workshop just for our patients? So we actually delivered that over there. They wanted us to focus on general dementia awareness, nutrition, hydration, and sort of hints and tips for carers to sort of you know, manage their responsibilities of caring. So yeah, it worked out really well. I'm conscious of time. How am I doing, Emma? I'm good.
You're
yeah,
fine.
It went down. I'm fine, good. So yeah, it went down really well, and they want us to go back either the end of June or beginning of July. So I just wanted to share, if there's anybody here who you know, is from a medical practice or that you think would benefit from having one of our carer workshops, we can actually come to you instead of finding individuals to come to us. We're happy to deliver that for you, and that's free of charge as well. Just give us an idea of what kind of topics you want us to cover. And then last but not least, just to give you a quick update on, we're running a pilot at the minute, a dementia clinic. So we've got one running in the Bevan unit at Salford Royal Hospital, and it's where one of our dementia workers is just being available on the ward once a month to give some support to patients who are living with dementia and their families. The purpose of that is to help with a positive discharge, and also hopefully to share what's going on in their community, things that they can tap into to help prevent readmission. And so we're also rolling that out at Woodlands Hospital as well in Little Holton. So we did our first session this week for Dementia Action Week on Wednesday, and it went down really well. So if you know anybody who's actually on any of those wards or on the unit and you think they'd benefit from seeing one of our staff, just give us a shout and let us know. And if they're there when we're there, we'll seek them out and go and have a conversation. So there you go. That's us in a nutshell. Was I in time?
You were perfect in time, because Caroline just emailed to say it's 10 minutes, not 5. But to be honest, if we all make 5, then we give Leslie another 20. So we should come in on time. So if we stick near to 5. Thank you, Mary-Ann.
No worries.
So
Emma, does it also give time to, are we doing questions at the end?
We are, Caroline. Right. Yeah, we're going to pick them up at the end. So yeah, if you've got any questions, then please make a note of them, and then we'll make sure that we have time at the end. Okay, so very quickly, while we're in the Age UK Salford space, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Empowered Conversations. So we are part of Dementia Support Service. We're not commissioned. We do raise grant funding, and we're building our earned income as well to sort of sustain our service. So we deliver communication courses for family caregivers across Greater Manchester for free. So we have Empowered Conversations and we have Moving Beyond Words. The courses really offer people a chance to pause and reflect and think about what's changing around communication, and for carers to think about what they need to change so that they can stay connected with a person with dementia. So Empowered Conversations is a 6-week course that comes first. Moving Beyond Words is when somebody's word finding or understanding of words might be reduced because of their dementia, and that's a 5-week course. As I say, they're freely available for family carers. For professionals, we also run the courses, but there's a charge for those. In addition to the courses, we run one-to-one dementia-focused therapeutic support, and that's empowered carers. And currently we're offering across Greater Manchester that anyone can have the first 3 sessions for free, and then we'll work with them to identify if they can use their carer's personal budget to pay for them going forward, or they'll self-fund. Alongside all of that, we do regular dementia-focused webinars. We've got a ton on YouTube. In a minute, I'm going to pop it into the chat because there's loads of resources there that people might want to use. And we have 2 online groups. One is a monthly bereavement group, and the other one is an empowered connector group, and that's for caregivers who want to share their story to bring about positive change, sort of at a local, regional or national level. So if there's anyone on here who thinks, oh, I've got something that I want to ask some caregivers, we have a monthly group where you might be able to bring that. It's all online, it's all on Zoom. I've brought mine in really quick because I felt a bit cheeky as I'm like hosting it. So that's Empowered Conversations in a nutshell. So it's communication courses and it's one-to-one dementia focused therapeutic support for caregivers. We're very much working in the space where we're, as everybody is on here, we want people to continue to live the life that they want to for longer. So we're in that preventative space. Okay, I am going to hand over to Chris Sewards, who has promised that he's going to come closer to the camera and look less relaxed for his presentation. And I'm going to drop my details in. Closer than that. I want to see the.
Can't get any closer. My belly's in the way. My belly's in the way. Yeah, welcome everybody, and great to be here. My name's Chris Sewards. Some of you know me. I can see a few unfamiliar names on there. I'm the dementia lead for Aspire in Salford. So we've got 5 centres spread across the city. I work at Humphrey Booth Resource Centre. So on site at Humphrey Booth Resource Centre, we've got the resource centre itself with groups we run with help from our excellent volunteers, and we have a constituted group, Aspire to Age Better, to get some funding to run these groups, because as everybody in this meeting knows, you've got to self-fund for everything. Nothing is sort of statutorily provided. So within Dementia Services, which is within I'm the dementia lead within Dementia Services, we've got a new management team. So we've got a manager of the whole service called Maswita Scott. There she is walking past. We've got a new team manager taken over from Sue Smythe, if you know Sue Smythe, who's on long-term leave. She's called Siobhan Murphy, and we've also got a level 3 Sam Barlow, who used to work on the shop floor in Poppy. So we're concentrating on Poppy and Humphrey Booth working more together than we have done previously. I've been a bit of a lone wolf, having to do my own thing because they were seen as separate, but they're more together now. So I do the dementia training for Aspire, which is a full day's training, and that's on according to demand. And at the moment, I'm doing 1 a month. And interestingly, I went to a meeting yesterday where dementia training isn't mandatory in Salford Royal, but it is mandatory in Aspire, even though we have the majority of our business is with people with learning disabilities. I also do ad hoc advice to people who contact me, and that's about 1 person a week contacts me through our contact form for specific advice around services or dementia itself, the type of dementia, and all sorts of other things as well. So I also advise on the care plans across Aspire. And so Poppy is a commission service for people towards, I don't like mentioning the stages of dementia, but I will do on this occasion. It's a commission service for people towards the later stages of dementia, 20 people a day plus 4 self-funders. So the 20 places are commissioned by social workers. And we do have, for the first time, 4 self-funders in now. So that's quite unusual. And in Humphrey Booth, as I said, we have, with the excellent volunteers, we run a variety of groups, and I respond. If somebody asks me to put a group on, I will put it on. So we've got a creative writing group, and people are asking for a film morning, afternoon, or whatever, and we're looking to put more things on in the evening as well. So I have access to race night materials. Well, no, they are videos, I presume, DVDs. So I'm going to put a race night on as well to raise funds. The Dementia Suite, so Poppy, Humphrey Booth Resource Centre, and the Dementia Suite, all on the same site. We're still looking at options with the council and Salford, Salford Royal Foundation Trust. It's four bedded, and there's 3 staff in the day and 2 staff at night. I have a wider role across Aspire, and I'm currently involved in the outreach work at Brierley House in Little Hulton, where the staff there are going out into the community to support people in their own homes, which has gone down really well, but obviously is expensive and staff intensive. I also run the Provider Forum, which this is an offshoot. I'll put my email in the chat after this, and you can contact me if you're interested in attending the meetings, or you can come to one meeting if you've got some information for us all. Yeah, so we've had a great week this week. I don't know about you, but I've really enjoyed it. We've had something on every day. We had Moorside High School coming on a Wednesday, 11 kids. Leslie can tell you there's absolutely chock-a-block in there. Well, they start off all shy, and then they're doing Sweet Caroline at the end. So it was a great transformation before your very eyes. And we've done a sponsored walk today to Victoria Park. You're thinking that's not very far. We raised 700 quid in an hour for doing that walk. So I thought, blimey, I thought we'd get about 40 quid. Well, people have been very generous. And we had the Aspire Choir renamed in honour of using our building on Monday afternoon. And we had the RHS event that some of you may have gone to on Tuesday, which was a fantastic event. So any questions at the end? I'll put my email address in the chat, and you can contact me if you're interested in anything I've said at all. Yeah.
Brilliant, Chris. I've already put your
details
in the chat. I know,
yeah.
Honestly, what's going on here?
You're on it like a cat on it, you.
And I'm sure there will be plenty of questions for you, Chris, that we're going to pick up at the end. Okay, so over to you, please, Kath.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kathy Riley. I'm the lead for the Open Doors Dementia Support Service. I'm within the Salford Memory Assessment and Treatment Service based at Woodlands Hospital, and I work for Greater Manchester Mental Health Foundation Trust. Like all my colleagues and peers on this group today, I'm heavily involved in community groups that help support people once they've received a diagnosis. But part of my role is also working within our inpatient unit also at Woodlands Hospital as well. I think it's really right to sort of say as we go along actually that we all work together that are on this group today, and that if with consent we are very happy to refer one another's services. So if you ever come across one person that wants to be engaged with all our services, just get in touch with anybody within this group today and they'll happily refer you to all our services. It's lovely that we work in such close partnership. So what we do with Open Doors, we obviously support people that have come through the Salford Memory team, and post their diagnosis we help to give them as much information and support as we possibly can. So we run post-diagnostic support groups once a month on a Thursday morning at the Humphrey Booth Resource Centre, 10:30 to 12:30. So we usually contact people once they've received their diagnosis, they've met with our dementia advisor, and if they're interested, that's something else we can help support them with. We do quite a lot of fun things like the other groups as well. We run a walking group on a Monday morning just around the corner from Chris at Victoria Park, and we do that on a Monday morning from 10 till 12. So it's a very gentle stroll
around the park, very much a social group, and we head over to the cafe, and what all the good we've done with our walk we have with hot toasted tea cakes and hot coffee and tea afterwards. We run a dementia cafe, which is a fortnightly group in Salford, Elmwood Church. That's on a Tuesday afternoon from 12:30 to 2:30, and we have guest presenters come to that group to sort of give us a little bit more information about dementia. So we'll have our doctors, our pharmacists, our physiotherapists that come and give presentations, and we also ask our colleagues in other areas of the community to come and give some short talks, so people feel constantly informed and updated about what's out there in the community for them. We run a book club on a Wednesday afternoon, Eccles Library. That's every week from 12:30 to 2:30. We have around 20 people that attend that group, and as a group we decide what the book's going to be, and we have fantastic volunteers that read aloud. So if you ever come across anybody that maybe has lost the ability to read but just wants to come and listen to some of the fantastic stories that are read, please, get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. We run a specific group just aimed at people that live in the Earlham and Cadishead area. So we run a monthly group at the Hamilton Davis Trust in Cadishead for people that live in that area. And I'm just hoping to say we've got some leaflets hot off the press, and we will be distributing them to all GP surgeries. If you want one of those, please get in touch, leave me a quick note and I'll post one out to you. I think lastly, one of the most recent things that we've been done, Open Doors has always been quite heavily involved in areas of research. So we've been quite heavily involved in lots of various studies, mainly with the University of Manchester. But we've also just started a peer editorial group working for Dementia, the International Journal for Social Care and Research. So we have a group of people with lived experience of dementia that come together every other month, and they review journal articles, and they get to decide whether they're the journal articles that get published in the journal, which I think is quite an exciting new thing that we do. I think that's everything from me. I'll wait for some questions afterwards. Thank you, everyone.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Catherine. Thank you for just reminding everyone that we do work very collaboratively across Salford. And Rebecca wants a leaflet. There you go. Get one in the post. Sorrel Bank. Drop one off later. Caroline, is it fair to say that we can pull together all of our leaflets and information and you can send them out to all of the attendees today? Via email, not post, via email.
Yes, yes.
So you're already thinking about stamps and envelopes.
Yes, of course I can collate that if everyone wants to send it me.
Yeah.
And if everybody can put their emails in the chat, that'd be great, because otherwise trying to get them off Eventbrite is not always easy.
Okay, they're starting to come through now, Caroline, so you'll have to copy and paste them into whatever.
Yeah, I will do.
Brilliant.
Do.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go over to Elizabeth now. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello. Just going to send in the chat real quick. Hi, everybody. So my name is Elizabeth. I'm with Gaddum's Salford Carers. I am the Adult Cares Coordinator for our care service in Salford. So we are a place for unpaid, unwaged carers in Salford to feel listened to and get support. We're an all-age service funded by the Salford Council. We do have dedicated services for young carers, young adult carers, and adult carers. All services do work together as one full team for different joint work as well. So the way we define carers is an adult carer is anyone over 25 who helps to look after a relative, a friend, a neighbor, anybody in your life who has a disability, illness, mental health condition, or substance misuse. And young carers are under 18 who often do the same things, taking on responsibilities that are usually handled by an adult. Young adult carers are the ones that fall between 18 and 24. They work with our young carers team, but they are eligible for a carers assessment. So typically carers will look after a parent, spouse, sibling, grandparent, child, but that's not an exhaustive list or exclusive list in any way, shape, or form. So what we do for our carers is we offer a 6 to 8 session model of one-to-one support sessions. Those are tailored to the individual getting the support. So they're very individualized for everyone who comes through our service. And as a part of those support sessions, we can offer a statutory carers assessment. You need to be over 18 to get a carers assessment. But it does open you up to a bunch of different benefits as a carer, including a carer's personal budget, direct payments, making sure you're getting the right welfare and benefits, and signing you up to get a carer's emergency card, all sorts of things. As a service, we also run various groups and activities throughout the year, and regularly every month we run a group called Come for a Cuppa, which is just come for a friendly chat with one of our staff and other carers. We provide tea, coffee, biscuits, and sometimes there's an activity to go along with it. We just did one where carers could paint little scenes on little easels and take those back with them. We've done card making, bingo, various board games, all sorts. We also monthly do a walk, so it changes where we do that around Salford. We try to make it as accessible as possible for anybody who wants to attend, doing a mix of outdoor and indoor walks. So we've done one at Salford Art Gallery, we've gone to Buell Hill, and we've just been all over. It's been really nice. And we also have a games group at the end of the month where it's just board games and just having a fun time, various classics, some new ones, and it's just really, really good group to attend. And those 3 happen every single month, but there's usually a workshop or another activity thrown in there somewhere. Also, as being a part of our service, there are invitations to special events and day trips out. And we have coming up at early June, a day trip to Blackpool for a few carers, and those go out usually in our newsletter, which come out on the 1st of the month. And there's also different opportunities to shape our service. We do carers focus groups quite regularly, and where we gather feedback on the actual support that we're sending out into the community and seeing how we can better it and change it to actually fit what carers need in Salford. And I have sent in the chat, there's a QR code where you can sign up for our newsletter, which again comes out on the 1st of every month. And it also has little buttons to sign up to any of the events that we're doing that month. If you're a carer, you don't need to be on our wait list in current casework or be a closed case in any way to be able to attend any of those activities listed in our newsletter. If you're a carer, you're invited. We'd love to have you come along. Coming up, similar to Dementia Action Week, which has just happened this week, we've got Carers Week coming up in June from the 10th to the 15th. We've already got a jam-packed schedule of free activities for carers to attend, which include a history walk in Broughton, a treasure hunt around Media City, and an all-age park event where we're hoping to get young carers and adult carers alike to come along, just have a good time, have some food, play with the football, just have a lovely time. But yeah, I think that's me in a nutshell.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Okay, so we are over to our final speaker. So Leslie, are you all ready to go? I'm just going to change screen because you're on that one. Are we good, Leslie? You're on mute. Can you come off mute? So at the top of your screen, if you just hit your mic button, that'll take you off. There you go.
You know, I love it when a plan comes together. Marvellous. Well, I'm Leslie from Dancing with Dementia. We've been going now 8 years, totally run by volunteers, and we have some amazing volunteers that bring lots of information and drive to the charity. We do 6 events a month at the moment. So one on the second Monday in the month, we're at the Grand Palais on Station Road in Swinton. Now that is a ballroom with a live professional artist and a licensed bar. So that gives you a wonderful uplifting feeling because you can have a Friday, Saturday night out, but on a Monday afternoon, and you can get home in the daylight, even in the winter, because we do it 1 till 3. So we bring families together there. If you've got loved ones in care homes and the care homes will come along and bring your loved one, you can join them. So we're creating this wonderful family atmosphere in a fabulous ballroom. So that is once a month. After pandemic, and June Smith had done a terrific job of singing with dementia, but she felt as though she didn't want to take it over again post-pandemic. So we had a word with Chris, and we took on and just changed the name slightly to Music and Dance with Dementia. And all I can say is it's grown beyond our wildest dreams, hasn't it, Chris? I think we were isolated originally to 20 people because of post-pandemic restrictions. But I think we can comfortably say that we now get between 70 and 80 people every month. Every week. Now, this is a different venue in so much as the people coming can actually get professional help and advice, because like I say, Chris is on hand, all the booklets and everything is there, the contact details are there for all your people, and they are there readily available for anybody who is on the new journey. We also encourage people to stay and have lunch at the Forget Me Not Cafe. So that means that they're having a healthy meal at an economical price and with good company. So again, that increasing the social interaction within the community and making new friends. We also encourage them to stay for the other activities that come along as well. So after dancing, they have lunch, and then there's curling, which gets quite competitive, and there's Tai Chi as well, which is very relaxing. So again, more interaction within the community and greater footfall through the venue itself, so that creating more income, and therefore more events can be put on. So that's good. We realised that we were almost at capacity at the Grand Palais with over 120 people going once a month. We're at capacity at Humphrey Booth. So we started off another group as well. Now that is at the Boundary Stone at Ellenbrook. Now the Boundary Stone is a public house. So again, we've got a change of venue altogether. We take over the conservatory part of it. And this is where we ring the changes. We always have a live artist at the Palais. We always have a live artist at the Humphrey Booth. But this one, we thought we'll ring the changes and we'll do other things. So last session, we had a Merseybeat night, afternoon. So we played all Beatles music and Jerry and the Pacemakers and things like that. And we had song sheets and a quiz about the Beatles and things like that. So that's great. And I had to smile to myself when you were mentioning about the people changing the walking sticks upside down and using them to play golf. We are actually going to have a Mad Hatter's tea party. And one of our games, we have got some inflatable flamingos. So we're going to be using those upside down to play croquet. So like I say, we do have some fun activities. The next one at the Boundary Stone in June is going to be Royal Ascot. So we're going to get dressed up with our best bib and tucker on, and your posh hat if you've got one, and a top hat if you've got one for a gentleman. So again, we're adding the fun activities, and we might even be singing Land of Hope and Glory and Rule Britannia. We have got the song sheets and we have got the music. So there, you know, like I say, our aspect is on having fun and bringing people together. What we like about that group as well at the Boundary Stone is we're working with the local church. So that has spread our word quite a way, and the people from the church go to different organisations as well. So the word about dementia and the support you can get is spreading and networking through that area. So we're getting, we're getting about 50 people once a month there as well. We're a great believer in asking people what they want. It's no use us saying, we think you should be doing this. So this is when we have the days out and weekends away. We have days out. We've been to Blackpool Tower Ballroom. We've had some retail therapy sessions. We've been to Oswald Mill, and we've been to Skipton Market. So that's ongoing. And we've gone out for chippy tea. Oh, that was delightful. And it was the lady who owns the chippy on Salford Precinct, the Kingfisher, actually is a marathon runner, and she ran a marathon for us and donated a substantial amount of money to us. So we're great believer, if you support us, we will support you in the community. And so we took all these people to, oh, it was good. We really enjoyed it. And since I had my accident, we've not been going out as much as we should have been doing, but now I'm getting back to be mobile, then these outings will be going on again. So that's what we're doing there. Our word about us having fun has led us to be introduced to people like we invented the weekend, and that is a 2-day event at the Salford Quays. And on Sunday afternoon, on the 16th of June, we will be hosting a 30-minute dance slot on the Lowry Plaza. So we would love as many of you good people to come along and join in with our dance. I would love to create the biggest conga that Salford Quays has ever seen. So obviously the more people that we have coming along, the bigger the conga, and the more likely we are going to get the word dementia out there and realise that we can talk about it and it's not a nasty word that you don't speak about. So that is that one. Then we've actually got a big event at Bridgewater Hall, and Dance with Dementia are stakeholders in So Many Beauties, and that is on the 20th of September. The doors open at 11:30, and there's going to be all sorts of workshops, dance demonstrations. We're all going to have a photo booth as well, so we can have our funny hats on and photographs taken. So there's all sorts of good things going on there. There is going to be a main concert in the main hall. So we've got international and national artists coming along, because we're working with the Halle, Northern College of Music, and Bridgewater Halls themselves, and the BBC. So there really is some superb artists going to be performing, and it's free. I love free. It's brilliant. So the more people we can get there, the better it is as well. The Bridgewater Halls also have Songs and Scones, which is for people who are living with dementia or are feeling isolated and lonely. So again, this is another free event, and the scones are absolutely delicious. So what's not to like? But again, it's about getting people together and enjoying themselves. So I think with the Halle, the Boundary Stone, and the Humphrey Booze, we are getting a lot of people together each month. We've got the additional bits of enjoying people out into the community and getting people out again, because people were very frightened after the pandemic about going anywhere. But now we're sort of generating that confidence to get back into the community. So again, now we want to work with the health professionals as well. We are total volunteers. We have no medical training. We are not anything to do with medical side of it. So we do profess to do that. So we do need to network with you good people. So we're going to go to with Health Watch at Eccles Town Hall, and we've got an afternoon at the Memory Garden at Salford Royal. So like I say, we are networking with both the community and the health professionals to get people together and understanding about dementia more. But let people enjoy and enhance the life that they've got. I think that's it from me.
Amazing.
Okay.
Well done, Leslie. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Everyone who's here, you can see why we gave Leslie a bit more extra time, because there's just so much going on. She needs that time.
I talk a lot.
Caroline's got a hand up.
She's missed out on the Salfordian now.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
I wasn't going to remind her, Caroline. I thought...
Can we just go back? Yes. When people asked, we asked people what do they want, and they said, can we go for a weekend away? Well, when my sister was first diagnosed with dementia, somebody told us about the Salfordian, and I took Jean, and I thought, wow, this is lovely, fabulous, grade 2 listed building, just been done up, and very, very cost effective. Right across the road from Hesketh Park, at the end of Lord Street, so very, very near to amenities that will be popular for people living with dementia. And there's the botanical gardens at Churchtown as well, which again is a lovely place where you can walk round, and there's a duck pond. We have taken over for a weekend. We've got 30 people going to the Salfordian for a 3-night break. And again, it's a very cost-effective way of getting away and being with people and being supported by people who understand the situation. So we go in July, which is the Southport Air Show, but we've also got the hotel booked for a turkey and tinsel in December.
Amazing. Thank you. Sorry.
Book quickly if you want to go. We're running out of spaces.
Thanks, Leslie.
Okay.
That's absolutely...
Thanks for reminding me, Caroline.
Thanks, Caroline. All right, you did actually generate a question, so this is the time now for you to ask your questions. So Ben has asked the question. This is for you, Leslie. Do you have to be a Salford resident to access these services within Dancing with Dementia?
No.
Brilliant.
No,
Thank
we
you.
are volunteer run. We are self-funded. We have no restrictions on where you live. If you can get to us, you can come, basically.
There you go, Ben, you're in. Emma, over to you. You've got a question, or you got your hand up.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to get my camera and mic back on. I've got 2 questions, if that's okay.
Yeah.
The first one was, let me just check, the buddy clubs, I think Dementia Support Age UK run. Can I just ask, do people have to be sort of completely independent when they attend those groups in terms of, say, like getting to the toilet and things like that?
Yeah, that's the one thing that we don't do, is we don't provide personal care. The staff have not had any training to do that. But as long as they can benefit from taking part of group activities, we can support. Communication isn't a massive issue. The staff are used to working with people who struggle to communicate verbally. But yeah, personal care, unfortunately, then we'd be forwarding on, recommending our Humphrey Booth Day Centre in that situation.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the second question, apologies if I missed it because there was quite a lot of information, but I work with quite a lot of people who've got dementia who have been significantly impacted with their mobility, so they can't actually leave the house anymore. And I just wondered if there was any services that went into people's homes.
Shall I carry on? I'm just thinking
Carry on.
for us, I mean, depending on what kind of support they needed, what do you mean? Do you mean sort of support to help them get out, or what? In
No,
what
'cause
context?
people who can't get out of the house anymore but are socially isolated. So I suppose it's more like befriending. That's the biggest challenge that we face, really, with people with dementia and mobility problems.
Yeah, unfortunately, see, we would our dementia workers could go in and spend some time, but it isn't a befriending service. They would be going in, you know, doing like welfare checks, checking everything's
Yeah.
okay, and
Yeah.
sort of it'd be part of their assessment. But as regards any other services, they would do that. I can't think of any off the top of my head that would do it for free. It's usually chargeable. Can anyone else jump in on that? Has anyone got any better ideas?
We are working with another charity called Purple Angels, and they give out free MP3 players with 15 tunes of the person's own personal choice. So we could take music to them, but could say we would just give them the MP3 player. I don't know whether that's of any use or not, but that's what we're working with, as well as so to get music out to the person. But as far as the personal contact, we don't do that.
No.
Kath, did you want to come in?
I was just going to say, unfortunately, the volunteering services, befriending services, there is no longer any of them in. They used to be, but they're no longer able to be supported in Salford anymore. So I think anything that they do is a chargeable service. So there are some agencies. There's an organisation called Home Instead that do things like that, help people with social isolation that maybe have poor mobility. But there's nothing I can think of. I don't know about yourself, Marianne, now, that can think of anything that's free.
No, I can't. The only thing I can think of that's free is a telephone befriending. The National Age UK do that. I know Aegis, Silverline, yeah, Aegis are quite reasonable. I mean, Home Instead are great, but can be quite expensive. Aegis is another. I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else. Sorry, Caroline.
There's also Society Inc. in Salford. So it's Society, then it's capital INC dot. They do befriending. I'm not sure if it's just a phone call now, but they do that. And also, if someone has a social worker, Shared Lives has gone back to the council now. So they can actually look at having a direct payment maybe, or pay for it themselves, to have a Shared Lives member of staff to do that, and maybe just go in and do some activities in the house with them or have a chat. I'm not sure how it works. I don't know if Chris is still on the line.
Chris is there.
Oh yes, he is. Chris, yeah. But they used to run the Shared Lives, so
yeah, you just contact them through the council website and see what their availability is.
Yeah, so it'd be worth looking on Shared Lives on the council website, or just Google it, you know.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you what services we can offer.
It's a very good question, though, Emma Spence. Thanks for asking that. I think it's a good thing to discuss. So thanks for raising that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Emma, I've just dropped in the chat Cyril Flint befriending. So they were pretty active in Salford for a while, but I've just looked on the website. It still says they work in Salford, so that might be worth having a look if you haven't already. Right. Leslie, you are a legend. That's not my words, Leslie. That's Ben's words. And he said, do Dancing with Dementia have a website? Do you have a website, or is it just Facebook?
We have both. Yeah, both. Just Dancing with Dementia. www.dancing-with-dementia.co.uk. But our Facebook is very active. And that's just Dancing with Dementia. Because we do all sorts of other things that I haven't mentioned about working with the care homes, We do birthday box project, we do a baby love project, we do a music project that we interact with the local care homes and sheltered housing accommodations. So there's an awful lot going on.
Thanks, Leslie. Thank you for that. Leslie, will you just type into the chat that your website? Sorry, I was just doing a quick search, but it didn't come up easily. So if you just, yeah, all right, just to drop that in the chat.
That, Emma. Emma, you
all
know
right.
I'm a dinosaur.
All right, I tell you what,
this.
you don't do it. Somebody else just put in. Just find Leslie's website for me, will you? So we've had another question from Ajay. Can you tell us more about moving and handling training? Is it for family or open to the care agency as well? Mary-Ann, you mentioned that, so I'm going to come to you with the answer, or to start the answer.
Oh, hi. Yeah, good question. It wasn't formal training. It was just sort of some hints and tips in our care workshop. I think if you wanted something like that, I would be looking at your OTs for some advice on how to do that. There are online training and things like that. We tap into the ELFH. Can't remember off the top of my head what it stands for. E-learning for health, I think it is. So there's moving and handling training on there, but ours was more just around some hints and tips that we gained from the OTs to support people who are caring for people at home.
Thanks, Mary-Ann. There was a comment from Susan. Transport in Salford area is needed. Many can't afford taxis. Yep, absolutely. Yep. Okay, so we've another 5 or 10 minutes. Caroline's got a hand up. Caroline, go for it.
I'm just thinking, do people know that they can get a blue badge now for someone with dementia? Yeah. Because of the dangers of them stepping out in the road, etc., etc. And also to look on the Greater Manchester Transport, there are taxi vouchers that someone can give up their bus pass if they can no longer use public transport. They can actually apply for taxi vouchers, which will give them, I think for 40 quid, it's £140 worth of vouchers, something like that. So that's always handy because a lot of people don't know about them. So it's great for the staff that are on here just to maybe have a look at that and remind the people that you work with that is, you know, an option for them.
Caroline, would you? That's brilliant. Will you just drop it in the chat, Caroline? That that link. Sorry, Leslie, you go.
No, I was just saying, if there are any flyers about that taxi vouchers, any written literature about it
on the website,
right?
Which I'm going to put in now.
Brilliant. So Susan said thank you very much. That's a good reminder, and Liam didn't know about it, so thank you for sharing that, Caroline. And Sandra also said thank you. So if you have oh, and Christine also said thank you. Oh, everyone's being very polite. Thank you so much, Caroline. If you have any other questions, now's your time. Otherwise, I am planning to finish us for 3 o'clock because it's Friday and some people are just sat in their gardens with their hats on and they're on annual leave and they don't want to be on here. If you know, you know. So if you have any more questions, please put your hand up, drop them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be bringing this session to an end. Thank you for that, Caroline. So we have recorded this and it will, please, can anyone give us the Dancing with Dementia website? Sandra, it's in there, but if you go up, Caroline's popped it in, so just scroll up.
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry. Okay.
Oh, don't worry.
Thank you.
We're just ultra efficient, Sandra. It's hard for us just to not be.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Brilliant. Give us a thumbs up. Do you think so? This is the second time that we have done this. Do you think we should do it again next year?
Yes.
Rebecca has said, no questions. Thanks so much for your time, everyone. Very informative. Look forward to receiving the documents. Thanks, Susan. Yes, so Caroline's going to, we will all send our information to Caroline. She will put it all into one email so you're not bombarded with a ton of emails, and we will send it all over to you in a very efficient, smooth way. Brilliant. Okay, so we will definitely do this again. For anyone who's not seen it, we'll include within that email a link to this session so that other people, so you can share it with your colleagues, other people who weren't able to come along, they can watch it. Oh, Ben, you're our #1 supporter. You need to come every year. Okay, so thank you so much for coming along to attend this today. It's sort of the end of our Dementia Action Week, so really appreciate you coming along to support this, and thank you to all the speakers for giving your time today to share the wonderful work that you do and for the ongoing wonderful work that we all do together in Salford. So thanks everyone. Thanks, Caroline.
You're welcome.